Hello, good morning. So, before tayo start, ako sa introduce ang presenter from Fortune. She is Ma'am Joby Monticello of Fortune General Insurance, non-life insurance company, one of the top consultant of the reputable company, a former assistant manager of Macri Insular and unit manager of Jardine Appointes Incorporated, and consistently one of the top consultant of Ayala Financial. So, grabe tingnan ko na itong speaker na. So, without any further ado, please help me welcome Ma'am Joby Monticello.
Track record when I was still working. And then I joined entrepreneurship after working for more than 15 years in an insurance company. So just like you, I'm dreaming high. Okay? And I'm very privileged to be here to discuss about insurance because I understand a lot of you have so many questions related to insurance. So some of you are actually getting membership aside from one membership, assigning it to your fellow members of the family because of insurance. So I wanted to discuss in full details what your insurance coverage is all about. Okay, this coverage is designed for Planet Mobile International. Okay, first thing first, before I discuss about the criteria of the policy and the benefits that you have, I have to explain to you the different terminologies that you might be needing, and you might be asking yourself for you to understand what your coverage is all about. First thing first, I have to discuss about 6 principles of insurance. First things first, insurable interest. Okay. Insurable interest means your legal relationship with the subject matter insured. That's why every time you have to indicate the beneficiary of your personal accident insurance, you always ask the question, do you have insurable interest on the person covering under the policy? Which means, do you have relationship with the policy holder? Some of you guys, I noticed that they put their beneficiary ilang yan. Okay. Under the legal term, insurable interest, they don't have insurable interest. When you say insurable interest, it will have impact on you if the policy holder dies or something happens to the policy holder. Okay? So you cannot put your common law wife, you cannot put your girlfriend or boyfriend as a person, as your beneficiary because he has no insurable interest. So you say insurable interest, that person is affected when you are, example, you are injured, the policy holder dies, that is what we call insurable interest. Number 2, one of the second principles of insurance is access to pay. It is the duty of all policyholders to disclose important facts before a policy is issued. Like for example, a motor car policy, for example, I insured it as a private car, but I will not disclose to the insurance company that I'm using it as cause of the claim. What is the proximate cause? Now, in our case, we are covering personal accident. So when you say personal accident, the word implies accident-related, which means if the cause of the death of the policyholder is due to illness, it is not covered under your policy. So it should be accidental in nature. So you normally ask those questions, what is the main reason that there is a claim? Is it accidental or due to illness? Okay, which is not part of the coverage that you have. The next is indemnity. One of the principles of insurance, when you say indemnity, is to restore back the previous financial condition of the policyholder before an event happens. Like, if anything happens to the policyholder and then there's an accident, the purpose of insurance is to pay and to restore back whatever expenses he has incurred. So that's the purpose of insurance. We also have subrogation, which is applicable to personal accident and to those who are driving a car or a motorcycle. Subrogation is applicable also for this insurance that we're talking about. When you say subrogation, in the event something happens to the policyholder, it is not your fault. Example, you are driving a motorcycle, and then it is not your fault that you met an accident, is the parties at fault. When you talk about subrogation, it is the right of the insurance company to run after the person who is at fault in the event that the insurance company already paid. Example lang, a motorcycle rider met an accident and based on the police report, it is the fault of the other party or another vehicle. So when you talk about subrogation, once we have paid to the policyholder or a member of the Planet Mobile, if it's not his fault, then we will run after the party who is at fault. When you say subrogation, it is transferring the right of the policyholder to the insurance company to run after the person at fault. So it's precisely the reason why, if there's another party involved and it is not your fault, causing the accident or death of the policyholder, then we will be asking the beneficiary to sign a subrogation, which means that we can now run after the person who is at fault. Example lang sa subrogation. My car met an accident and it happened to be not my fault. So based on the police report, it is indicated who is the party who is at fault. So once the insurance company pays me for the repair of my car, then I will sign the subrogation receipt, which means that the insurance company can now run after the party who is at fault. Is it clear to you? Yes. Contract of contribution. Although this is not applicable to personal accident, but it is applicable to fire, to motor car, and to other properties. But for purposes of discussion, this is how it looks like. Example, I'm insuring my property for 5 million. I incurred a claim, but I was covered for 5 insurance companies. One is 2 million, one is 1 million, so the other is 500,000. So the how contribution will be applied is based on the proportion. Like for example, if it's a partial loss, 1 million, so it will be percentage of the amount of the loss divided by the amount of the total amount of the value of the property. So for example, 1/5 crushes 5 million, that is the portion that the insurance company will pay. But in your case, like, if you are covered with other insurance companies, in the event that there is death, for example, on the part of the policyholder, and you have life insurance policies, you have personal accident policies, that means that you can collect, or your beneficiary can collect from these companies if ever there is death on the part of the policyholder. However, if it's a medical reimbursement and you're covered under an HMO, like for example, you're covered under maxi care, for example, and due to the accident you were hospitalized, you just have to choose one. Which means, if you think that your maxi care will cover all the costs, then you can like insurance, personal accident, or even the present coverage that you have only for medical reimbursement that you cannot be covered twice. Hindi pwede double indemnity. So that's precisely the reason why every time there is a claim, we will require you to give or to present to us original receipts. So kung naka-claim na mo sa ito na to, you have a coverage sa inyong age na kung naka-claim na mo, you cannot claim under your personal accident. So just have issues. The only time you can claim is you have exceeded the maximum limits of your HMO, then for the excess amount to be paid by fortune insurance. So this is holds true to all non-life insurance policies. Is it very clear? Not right? You can talk to me in Bisaya or in Cebuano or in Tagalog, or if you have questions, just feel free to ask. Okay. What is a personal accident? It provides benefits in case of accidental resulting to physical injury or death of the assured. So the word there is accidental, which means if it's not accidental, the policy will not cover. Okay? So it is defined here, an accident is something which is unforeseen, unintentional, unexpected, undesigned, which means those self-inflicted injuries or commit of suicide will not be covered under the policy. This is here. Yeah. Okay. Move on. The coverage. Okay, I will explain to you the standard coverage of a personal accident policy, which is a standard to all non-life insurance companies. The basic cover is accidental death, total permanent disablement, and dismemberment. This is the basic cover to all non-life insurance companies. However, you have an optional cover. So when you say optional, it is the discretion of the policyholder to get an additional coverage. So when you have personal accident, hindi na siya automatic na you will be covered under a provoked order. Na so, when you say a provoked order na so, while you're walking, no? Palitan mo tungkab sa likod. That is unprovoked murder and assault. Under personal accident coverage, kung waka unprovoked murder and assault, you cannot be covered under accidental death. So it should be specific na the cause or the proximate cause of the death is due to unprovoked murder and assault, which means if the cause of death is due to provoke, sa patuloy mo is, yun na ito, matagay, niya, imong ipalag itong isa na tao, resulting to your death, that becomes provoked, which means, under the policy, it is not covered, it should be provoked. At least, klaro ha? It should be unprovoked. Otherwise, if the cause of death is provoked, it is not covered under the policy. It's standard to all the life insurance companies. Next, accidental medical reimbursement, which means any accidental medical reimbursement, it should be as a result of accident. We have mentioned a while ago what is an accident. It should be accidental in nature, unforeseen, unexpected. Okay? Optional cover loss of income. Loss of income as a result of the hospitalization or as a result that you were not able to work due to the accident, pwede mo mag-cover under loss of income. Okay? Burial expense benefit. This is one of the optional riders, but it's not automatic. Then we have motorcycling coverage. And in pinakalas, motorcycling coverage, a lot of people, there are lots of misconception na if you're covered under a personal accident, automatic na ay motorcycling coverage. Remember, if the approximate cost of the death of the policyholder is due to motorcycling, it is not automatic na it is covered under an accidental death and permanent disablement coverage. There should be a motorcycling coverage. A lot of people who get personal accident, they're thinking that they're covered as a result of motorcycling accident. So just to find out that the policyholder dies, God forbids, wala siya motorcycling coverage, so hindi siya ma-covered. So that's why ako lang yung plano. Before, under mga friends motorcycling, that would fall under accidental death. However, if the cause of the death is due to motorcycling, pwede na siya under motorcycling coverage, which means the beneficiary of the policyholder will get this motorcycling cover. So if the cause of the accident is not due to motorcycling, but ordinary accident, wala siya accidental death. If the proximate cause of the death is due to unprovoked order result, kanang paglahat, wala siya. So, now question, can I get the three at the same time? The answer is no. So, ito, I mentioned to you a while ago the 6 principles of insurance. So, we will ask that question, what is the proximate cause of the injury or death of the person? So, if the cause is due to motorcycling, so motorcycling, 50,000. Kung as a result of that, namatay ang person, wala accidental burial benefit. Kung wala namatay outright, accidental, may motorcycling cover, dapat yung medical reimbursement na 5,000 kung na-hospitalized before namatay. Okay, paano ba? Kung na may question, you just ask me in English, Tagalog, Cebuano, whatever. Okay, these are just a sample of benefits. There are some situations that as a result of the accident na inatawag na nabalian o kanang kamot na ano siya sa schedule of the policy. You can ask a photocopy from Hazel na siya ginatawag schedule of benefits. So, loss of life, 100%, which means 50,000 na nakatuwa, so 50,000. Loss of sight, both eyes, 100%. Loss of one hand, 50%. So, nana siya percentage ever stable at all. Okay? So, for details, you can ask Hazel a copy of the policy. This is standard to all non-life insurance companies. Okay? General exclusions. At least you are aware what are the exclusions under the policy. If the result of the death is due to suicide, hindi siya covered. What else? Due to sickness. Kung namatay ang person or policyholder due to sickness, hindi siya ma-cover. Due to war, acts of war, and terrorism. Okay, if you remember katong Zamboanga, katong ubat sa Zamboanga, if the proximate cause of the death is due to war, it's a covered under the policy. Military service, like for example, a particular member decided to join the military, and as a result of that, it causes his death, so it's not covered under the policy. Aerial or space travel. Okay, there are some people who are fond of riding and free sa airways. Kung as a result of that, ma-crash ang aeroplano o helicopter, hindi mo bayaran. Sag-asa pa mo insurance companies. So, you should be a passenger. Like for example, Philippine Airlines, kung passenger mo, cover siya. Pero ato mo sa pangkada na if the insurance companies would know ang result of death is isakay ka ng Philippine Air Force, may nana, hindi mo ma-cover sa mga insurance companies. Exclusion din na siya. Okay? You should be a fair-paying passenger. Okay? Professional athletes or hazardous sports. Ino na kato appear siya sa racing of cars. So hazardous sports ang iyang involved and he's a member. That's the proximate cause of the death of the person. Hindi siya cover. Or ino na ito, mamatay, hospitalized the person, hindi siya cover. So always ask the question, what is the proximate cause of the death and injury of the person? Is it accidental? Self-inflicted? Due to sickness? So that's why I am explaining to you the different exclusions. While assured is under the effect of alcohol or any unprescribed drugs. I'm also handling motor car insurance on a lot of accidents that happen due to the influence of liquor. I think you're aware that there is what we call RA something if ever the proximate cause of the accident of a vehicle under the influence of liquor, so okay na lang kung calculate mo. Example, ano na nato? Ang policyholder natin, nato client, for example, nakabangga o tao, involved kay under the influence of liquor siya. As a result of that, causing damage to the other property, causing damage to his own property, because he is under the influence of liquor, hindi na siya makakiran. So, nag-drive siya sa sakyanan, nag-cause siya damage sa upan, and the approximate cost of he met an accident is due to alcohol, hindi siya makakiran. So, for those who are riding a motorcycle, please bear in mind, you need somebody causing injury or damage to a property, hindi mo makover sa insurance. Okay? War, invasion acts of foreign enemy, poison, gas, fume. So, the cause of the death is due to this. Aircraft seacraft operate or learning to operate as a crew member. So, if you are a crew member in an aircraft seacraft, it cannot be covered under the personal accident policy. Why? Kaya siya na exclusion, pwede naman siya overwrite if the insurance company was informed by the policyholder. The insurance company says, okay, I will cover you provided that I will charge you extra premium. I can cover. There are some insurance company you can cover. Now they charge a high premium. Okay, motorcycle ride. If you notice, nangutang siya exclusion. You know why exclusion? Under a personal accident coverage. Motorcycling, if the proximate cause of the death of the person is due to motorcycling, exclusion na siya. But what we did, we buy it back. That's why na-covered na under motorcycling. Sabot ba? Okay. So, under a standard personal accident policy, motorcycling coverage is not covered. For you to be covered, you have to buy it back. You have to specify, I want to be covered under the motorcycling coverage. Because automatic, naanin nyo direct kung want to lawyer, palit ng insurance, na nagtuong covered mo tanan, you have to ask this because it's an exclusion to a standard policy. So, for those who are motorcycle drivers, you have to ask for coverage, am I covered under the motorcycling cover? Because it's not an automatic cover. Exclusions for murder and assault. Murder and assault provoked by the insured. Okay, example lang. For those who are thieves, for example, as a result of that, he was caught and was killed by somebody, so that's already provoked. So any person who's doing illegal activities resulting to death or injury to that person cannot be covered under the policy. Engaging in political activities or holding an elective government position. Why is it not covered under unprovoked murder and assault? If you are in this position, you're running for a political position, kung sa kuwan pa, there are some people who are threatening your life. So, in other words, if you want to be covered under this exclusion, you have to specify for the insurance company that you're willing to pay a premium because you're running a political position. So, that can be buyback provided that you will inform the insurance company. Okay? Occurrence in certain locations for untouched is actually, there are what we call war zone areas in Mindanao. So, not mga war zone areas, if the proximate cause of death is due to war zone areas, that cannot be covered under the policy. All non-life insurance companies has that exclusion. Okay, what are the other conditions? Okay, subject to standard fortune guarantee policy terms and conditions for rental process and exclusions, which I discussed a few minutes ago. No refund of taxes in case of cancellation or reduction of cover. Quotation is valid for 30 days, although this is no longer quotation. Every time there's a member that will be taken in, automatically you are good as covered. Okay? So we will just be waiting from Planet Mobile to give us the list for you to be covered. Eligibility is between 18 to 65 years old. Now, I've noticed that some members are putting the names of their family members. Now, even age 1 or age 5, they included their family members. Remember, age eligibility is age So, atong age eligibility is from age 18 to age 65. Subject to declaration of names, birthdays, and the beneficiary upon issuance of the policy. Okay. If you want your beneficiaries to be covered, and you want the beneficiary to be included, a specific, you have to indicate it in your, I think there's a form from Hazel, you have to indicate it. Because otherwise, if there is an absence of the name of beneficiary, we will be following the hierarchy, the legal hierarchy. Like for a married person, the legal hierarchy is your wife and your children. Okay? For single, the legal hierarchy is your parents. You cannot put the brother and sister unless you specifically indicate that imo ang beneficiary mother siya. Ayaw lang i-include ang imo ang kuya because huwag na siya insurable interest. Sa muna ng insurable interest, a person will be affected for your loss. So please do not include your girlfriend or boyfriend as a beneficiary. Okay, unprovoked order, the sole coverage is complete territorial limit. There are some war zone areas where in unprovoked order, the zone cannot be covered. These are the areas in Mindanao. The list will be, you can ask the listing from Hazel, it's the policy. And then we will be discussing the documentation of what to do in case of claim to be discussed by Daisy. Daisy is one of the underwriters who will be discussing about what to do in cases of claim. Ang atong turnaround time, before I forget, turnaround time for the processing of claims is within a week. You start counting not from the date of the accident, but from the time you have completed the requirements. Which means, kung submit mo requirements na tagi-tagi, do not start counting from the time na tagi-tagi mo. You start counting from the time you have completed the requirements. Na ba yung mga pumutana? Nagkuha yan before kids. Okay. I will have to clarify that because I'm not aware of that. That's a very good question. You normally ask the question, what is, example naman, ang policy holder one, he was taken if he was a politician. Later on, enjoyed siya coverage within a year. June 1, 2015 to June 1, 2016. Na to ang policy holder happens to get an accident within the policy period. Now, the first question that you would ask, what is the proximate cause of the death of the person or injury? If the proximate cause of the death or injury of the person is not related to political, then abortion. So you always ask, what is the proximate cause? Okay, possible man, ikan siya politician, ngayon lang nato na nagsilid kayo, nato natakot sa tanan, akibaw. So, bisan politician siya, the proximate cause is due to accident of overdose. So you always ask the question, what is the proximate cause? Kapag question? Sige. Okay, kanang motorcycle rider, duha na siya masakutan na. Is either ikaw mag-drive or ikaw sakay ka. Okay? Ang mga insurance companies, because I'm dealing with different companies, I'm not just hunting fortune. There are some insurance companies who actually are very strict when it comes to motorcycling rider. Ang mga they put that in the clause na provided lang kanang kondisyon. In your present coverage, wala tayo nakabutang na. So whether na helmet or wala. Pero some insurance companies, they are very specific that yung motorcycle, the proximate cause of the death is due to motorcycling. Magita din sa nag-helmet. As a matter of fact, ako mga clients na nasa Pulay, may insurance na kung na-accidente ka, the cause of the death is due to accident, they want to make sure that the person is wearing a helmet. Because if he's not wearing a helmet, they will deny the claim. You know why? If you're not wearing a helmet, you are actually nag-suicide takay. You know, gamay lang ilong ka ng motorcycle, kuya ba yan? That's why I encourage you, if you're driving a motorcycle, always wear a helmet. Because there are some insurance companies who will make it technical, will not cover. Especially life insurance, it's not cover. Yes. Cover. Ako lang, actually you can invite me next yung session kung naganahan magpasama na about motorcycle insurance because most of my motor car accidenting about claims ako involving motorcycle. Katong namatay last year, katong sa SRP, what claim din. So, katulong siya na magaan. Magaan siya o pero nalaway ang lawas, nabanggaan pa ka, nalisan pa ka siya crack. So, ganun mo yung anak ba? And it was covered by Fortune. We paid 550,000. 550,000. Paano to siya? Kubas General Services. I happen to Kubas General Services. Paano siya? Messenger. Nag-drive siya motorcycle. Nabanggaan siya. Paglapay niya. Nabanggaan pa rin siya. Upuan. O truck. Luha siya na bangka. So, nato siya accidental death. And nato siya burial benefit nga 50,000. We paid 550,000. It was covered by Fortune 90. Ako po yung mga question, you can ask anything related to Okay, that's a very good question. You should thank Planetbiz for including that as part of your coverage. Actually, ako yung nagpunta anak because there were 2 or 3 instances last year. The approximate cost of the death of the member was due to motorcycling. Kung kalungkot isa sa policy holder. So I said, utangan na ako. So I was the one who included it kay supposed to be sa yung present coverage, wala man. Under Mafre Solar, if you will get a motorcycling coverage, ang premium will be doubled. I was able to arrange in Fortune to charge me the same premium like the same premium with Mafre without extra cost. So they were able to approve my request. Alam mo mga pumutana, katong mga nagmotor na rin, you can actually ask me questions kung ako yung mga pumutana. Pwede in-kuan please. Napay-kuan. Ako lang i-run through napay mga regarding the standard requirements, it will be discussed by Daisy, and then should you have further questions later on, you can ask me later. Daisy, take it away.
Good morning. I'm Daisy. I'm representing Fortune General Insurance. So this is what you're going to do in case of claim. Magkano na ninyo? So naaman may mga contact numbers, no? Pwede na mo manawag sa in-charge, Miss Hazel. And then, you have to accomplish a claim report form. Ano siya ang claim report form? Si Ma'am Julie, nag-provide na sila sa Planetbiz, So, pwede mo mangayo, sa original or pwede na sa dila i-download. Mangayo lang mo sa soft copy. And then, you have to comply the claim requirements. And for medical reimbursement, for accidental medical reimbursement, first is police report or the affidavit or the duly accomplished claim report form. So, dili man yun siguro panangitan na slide ito sa atong balay. So, not necessarily nga moadto ka sa police station nga mga yutang police report. So, pwede na po comply aking requirements. The first page is
You can get this form from Hazel. You don't have to go to office station. The only time you got the police report is in the home, that's the only time.
So the first page is kamu ako fill out ang list. Then the second part is the attending physician statement. So mangayo mo sa inyong medical bills and receipts, and it should be original. The third is the physician description. Original gihapon na siya. The medical certificate, original, the hospital bills, and kani siyang detailed clinical summary is optional na siya kay not all hospitals or clinics mahatag og clinical summary. Then for dismemberment or disablement, manangkit maputlan mo og thumb or unsa nga part sa inyong body. So same lang hapon sa medical reimbursement nga mo secure ng police report or the affidavit or the claim report form. Then second is the operating room record. Kay once ko nga na-state lang kami sa inyong part of the body, so naman yun sa operating room record. Then the medical certificate and the clinical summary. For the death, first is the death certificate and it should be original. Then the police report or the notarized affidavit and the proof of relationship to the beneficiary. Kaning proof of relationship to the beneficiary, it should be a marriage certificate of video mo, but as what Ma'am Julie have said earlier, nga dili pwede ang uyab or partner, it should be nga kananaan siya. Kung sa iyang marriage ko, kung marriage mo, so as spouse ninyo. Ang birth certificate, so ang parents kita siya. Na pa may questions?
Hello, Christian. My question is, how many times do we get our insurance and fortune? For example, one of them, di ba, meron tayo 5,000 reimbursement. So, if a member nakakuha ng 5,000 reimbursement and with the coverage pa siya insurance or unfortunately, the mobile winner will be passed away, so makaklaim pa ba gihapon na sila sa insurance?
Personal accident is an per accident basis, which means, example, first accident did not result to death to the person, so medical reimbursement lang, so 5,000. So, what if na ang scenario, gasto lang siya less than 5,000? So, based on actual cost, maximum of 5,000. So, per accident na, which means you can make an accident 5 times in a year, na siguro ang pinakalas resulting to death, nakuha mo siya 50,000 at the end of the year. And then, kaya mga cases sa personal accident, like example lang, na-share personal accident, dili na sa fortune, hindi na ito sa stress mafre, na-share sa insurance. If death, dili na siya, pwede ka kukulit tayo ng beneficiary from all these companies, including life insurance policies. Medical reimbursement, ka-claim ka, ito na nato, ang ato 5,000 naman ato ang medical reimbursement. Supposing, exceed siya 5,000 and naakay medical reimbursement with other insurance companies. death and excess. So which means you will have to get kanang total bill na pa-certify kung copy na natuloy mo as a proof na exceed the imong amount. Okay? So maximum siya 5,000. Yeah. 5,000 plus, the cost of that is due to motorcycle. So 50,000 plus 5,000 na burial. Kung na to before the policyholder died, it was hospitalized na pa siya 5,000 medical reimbursement. So total of 60,000. Pwede sa ano na lang, kanang sa PhilHealth, kanang question na, may mga questions pa. Na yung part na to, whether ma-avail siya PhilHealth o hindi siya ma-avail. That's actually yung hirapot na. So, ang suggestion lang, if for example, hospitalized siya, exceed siya 5,000, my suggestion is the avail of your PhilHealth para may something na siya. Okay? Napo mo yung mga pumuntahan na. Yes, sir. Yes, Akong suggestion na rin ako ninyo, ha? If you have a group, no? I can cover for group, no? Basta motorcycle drivers, pwede ko mag-cover. Or, another option is you can get a separate coverage to include your motorcycle policy. Kaya yung i-cover sa kung nag-drive ng motorcycle, si TPL naman na siya. That's a coverage kung makaligis pag tao. Pero if you want an optional cover, pwede ka magkuha of coverage. In addition to your TPL, wala tawag ka, UPPA, a name personal accident coverage in addition to your TPL. So that's another option. Or another option is you get another coverage na individual lang, niya, ilan ang tanaw ng imong occupation, ito na ito, ang nature sa imong job, salesman. So yung ng salesman. So, nana siya ginatawag corresponding premium based sa imong occupation. So, the rating will be based on the nature of job that you have. So, the more hazardous, the higher is the premium. So, you can get a separate policy on your own. You may contact me at this number. I have all my contacts, my email address. If you have questions, pwedeng mo tawag mo sa akin. We will answer all the questions. Okay. Ang ato ang coverage is worldwide. So, kung na-accident dito sa gawas, cover siya. Ang ato ang beneficiary, kuha lang rin. Now, ang mga situations, actually, I think you're going abroad naman ang Planet Mobile, you have to buy, I actually asked that question kanan sa medical reimbursement kay ang ilaharabang ang ilahang communication, style ng communication, traffic pa na sila. So our problem is how do we identify the bill? So I think I have discussed it with the officer na kung pwede, kung goodbye gani, wala medical reimbursement, accidental na. But in case lang, inula na to, na mag-assume mo na ito mong Hong Kong, yung accident na happen ito, just bring your receipts, all those requirements, you can claim it when you get back to the Philippines. Mag-cover lang po siya. Napaano tayo pumuntahan na? Ako lang encourage you itong mga na-drive ng motorcycle. I can give you free advice. If ever na magkaan mo, sakinan, makabangga mo sakinan, I can assist you because my heart is for the motorcycle drivers. Sa pinagkakay na, actually, I was asked by Fairchild Philippines to discuss about motor car insurance. Okay, nung ito ato nagkalitis ng Koreano sa country mall, nung ito. Actually, hindi ako may nag-handle sa insurance insurance at all. They called me up to facilitate insurance. The driver paid 1 million to the CITO beneficiary. So, makaligis niya tayo na kung kayo nag-responsibilidad. And since I have coverage na siya sinitiyan ng 100,000, dapat siya excess coverage ng 200,000, insurance company paid 300,000. So, at least gamay-gamay na lang. So, if ever gani na mo mga inquiry regarding a motorcycle or those people who are driving cars, if you need assistance, I can just give you free consultation. My phone number is there para I can assist you. Kabilang ka mga motorcycle drivers. I have a case involving motorcycle driver. Actually, ibang siya. Pero yan na, actually, nawa ka din niya. Hit din sa yan na. I think the driver of the motor spent 1 million para makituki ang now. So, yung anak ang isgo kung sakay taguto. So, ako proper helmet lang, wala na ako advice. And then, even afterwards, kung ako mga concerns, you can give me a call, I have my numbers, para we can get back to you and we can email to you whatever your concerns. Thank you for your time. Non-drive sa sakyanan. Ang question ni sir is, ngano man na may participation, no? Actually, ang participation is computed based on half of 1% times the value of your car, which means the more expensive is your car, the higher is your deductible. Now, why is it na may participation? This is the concept of insurance, no? Kung wala siyang deductible, the policyholder will not be extra careful. Can you imagine where you're driving a car and then every time you open the car, somebody would bump your car. Example na nato, kung ikaw ang masakyanan. It's just easy for me to open my car, tapan na ko Montero. So kung, for example, taga-ride din, mag-claim ko insurance, magbuhang ang insurance company. That's why na siya ginatawag participation for reason na katong mga claims na dili kay sakit sa bulsa sa policy holder. Pwede na naman sa iyo sa siya sa sakyanan. The deductible is for to make the premium affordable to the policy holder and to eliminate also illegitimate claims. I have lots of, I think I have 100 claims sa Uganda involving total loss. And for me, it was very vivid to me on the importance of insurance. You only value it if you're affected by it, especially for acts of nature. So, kanang question ko na kung ano may participation. Remember, when you buy insurance or motor car insurance, this is just less than 2% of the value of your car. So you have two ways. It's either you self-insure, you set aside money kung in case of an accident, ikaw, kabangga ka sa sakyanan o damage mo sa sakyanan, or you get insurance. It's your choice.